Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Graceful Tangle podcast. I'm Amy Kate, a young but passionate knitter and crocheter. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're looking for me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Etsy, Ravelry, and Pinterest as The Graceful Tangle. On Etsy and Ravelry, you can find and purchase my knit and crochet patterns, and also on Ravelry, you can join the Graceful Tangle podcast group and join in on all the fun chatter that we have going on in there. I have a few threads open, and I'd love it if you would introduce yourself, maybe ask me a question, and show us your projects. So if you haven't already, I would love it if you took a moment to subscribe to my channel. I just appreciate your support so much, and I have been able to see this channel grow over the past month of me having it and making videos, and it's so exciting. I will give a little hint. We are getting close to 100 subscribers, and I am in the middle of planning a giveaway when we reach that mark, so be on the lookout for that. Alright, so I have quite a few finished objects today. However, there are two that I'm not going to show. They are both test knits. Or I guess test projects. One is a knit project and one is a crochet. I finished the pullover that I was testing for Kayla of K Crochets. I finished that up. However, I'm going to wait and show it until later on when it's released. To show it in its entirety. You can see a couple sneak peeks and also my progress in the last couple episodes of the podcast and on my Instagram page. And then I also finished the Simple Hug cardigan that I was testing for Cozy Up Knits. You can also see the progress in my last couple episodes for that. However, it is currently blocking. So that is not a secret project, and I will be showing it, but it is literally soaking wet right now. So I'm not gonna hold it up and show it to you quite yet. However, both of those things are done, and I love them so much. I can't wait to share them in their entirety with you. So, some finished objects that I can share. The first one wasn't even a work in progress last week. So this was a super quick project that I did on a whim. But I made a baby blanket for my sister, for my sister's dolls, I guess. So here's what it looks like. It's super crazy, but I also kind of love it. I've actually never really made anything like this before. I used 4 strands of yarn held together with the largest hook I have, which is a size Q. And I made this little baby blanket. So I used Ravel Bulky in 4 colors. I know the blue is cornflower. So let's see if I can. Right, so here is each of the colors. This blue is cornflower and the purple is eggplant. However, I'm not sure about the pink and the green. I'm not sure about those names. However, I did use Ravel Bulky, again a Q hook, and I really like this. I didn't use a pattern. If you're interested in the pattern, leave me a comment below, and I can write it up. But I probably won't release it as like a full pattern. I don't mind giving you the notes. I just don't want to, talk for 5 minutes about what I did if you're not really interested. But I really like it. It was super easy. I made it in like just a couple hours. And I think she's really gonna like it. Emily has no idea that I made it for her yet, but hopefully she'll be appreciative. I know she will. I made it, on a whim, just for fun. So my next finished object is a ponytail hat. So this is my Blipped Messy Bun Beanie pattern. I will link it in the description box below. You can find it in my Etsy and Ravelry shops. I made the size medium in the pattern. Oh, there's a thread on it. So this is a super basic crochet messy bun beanie. It's mostly double crochets, but it has little blips, hence the name of single crochet. You can see the rows of single crochet right along here. And I really like it. So this is going to be a Christmas gift idea that I'll be making a whole bunch more of these later. But I made one now just to kind kind of review the pattern and get it back in my head, and also double check the yardage and make sure I had gotten it correct. I knew I have, so if you're curious, if you're looking into making that pattern, the yardage estimates are correct in the pattern. However, I just wanted to make sure that I had enough of one skein of this yarn, which I'll talk more about in a minute, but enough of one skein to make this hat, and then also a matching hat for a baby doll. So that's a Christmas gift idea that I'll be doing. The yarn that I used is I Love This Yarn print. This is the color Orange Burst, I believe. I think that's right. It kind of reminds me of fall, like it always has, but it doesn't. I guess it's just the orange and the brown. I mean, it isn't like, it doesn't say anything about fall in the name, and it's very bright. But I don't know, I really like how this turned out. So this will probably go into the donate pile or to give to someone else, but it was just a fun thing to make to, like I said, kind of review the pattern. But yeah. Alright, moving right along. This last finished object is so exciting, and I still am surprised that I was able to get it done. But this is my Panglossian sweater. It is finished. I do need to block it. However, the ends are woven in. This end needs to be tucked in a little bit. I try to leave. So this does not have short rows, which is totally fine. I really don't mind it. I really love the way that it fits without the short rows. However, I need to add a tag or something on the back, just to kind of remind myself when I'm putting it on what's the front and the back, just because even though it's completely the same, I kind of like having that difference. So that end that was sticking out was helping me do that for now, but I think I need to do like tie a little string of a different color, or maybe find some tags online. I don't know. But anyway, here it is. It is done. Oh my goodness. I love this so much. So I got pretty behind when we were on our vacation. I was working on the body last week, and I just didn't have the time to invest into it and to, put all that brain power into doing the color work. But I found that time this week, and I powered through and I finished it. So what I did, well, first, the yarn that I used, if you are just tuning in, I used Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK. The blue is Pretty and Peacock, and the white is Ivory. I made the size 1, so the smallest size in the pattern, and it fits me perfectly. Like, I love it so much. It has a little bit of positive ease, but not too much, and not negative ease, which is something that I don't particularly enjoy in any garments, unless it's like pants. I don't like loose-fitting pants, but other than that, in my shirts, I guess, I really prefer positive ease. So I follow the pattern exactly, I believe, except for the body. So I split for the sleeves here. My original plan, you split for the sleeves when you're in the middle of a chart. So the chart is pretty long. It's like 44 rows. And you split for the sleeves when you're in the middle of that. So it's, there was nothing wrong with it, of course. The chart is kind of divided. It's like in one part, the one color is kind of the main color, and then the white is the contrasting. And then in the other portion, the white is the main color, and the blue is the contrasting. So it's really long. The chart is really long, but in a sense, you can divide it into two pretty easily. So, with that being said, you split for the sleeves in the middle of the chart. And so my original intent was to, after I split for the sleeves, finish the chart. So do like 20 rows or, something like that. And then do the entire chart once more. However, I finished the chart, and then I did half of the chart again. So I finished it. I did this portion down here, and then I did this portion again, which was this part. So the part that I had done with sleeves, and then I decided to try it on before I moved further in the pattern, because it was really important for me in this sweater, or in this t-shirt really, to be able to wear it with shorts. I wanted it to be more of a summer garment, and it can easily, go into fall, but I didn't want it to be long enough. Well, I didn't want it to be too long to wear with shorts. Like, I didn't want to wear leggings with it. I didn't want it to cover my bottom. Like, I wanted it to be, not too short, but also like hip length is kind of what I was going for. So that being said, I tried it on after I had finished the last, like, gotten exactly halfway through the chart, and I loved the way that it hit. So I decided to just go ahead and do the ribbing, which is exactly what I did. I went down to a size 5 needle and did the ribbing, and then I used a stretchy bind off. It is the one by Mary Pink Knits, if you're curious. That's by far my favorite stretchy bind off. I really, really love it. And then for the sleeves, I followed the pattern exactly for what she called to do for the short sleeves, which was just to pick up your stitches and then do, well, actually, I take that back. I think I did 5 rounds of ribbing, and she might have called for 6, but I did 5, and then I bound off again using that same stretchy bind off. So yes, I love this so very much. Yeah, I love it. It has not been blocked yet, like I said, but that will be happening soon. I don't want it to grow very much, but you can probably tell the color work will just be even more even when it's blocked. But yes, I love this. I'm so happy that I actually finished it on time. I finished it June 20th, which was, kind of what you were supposed to do given by her schedule. It wasn't in stone or anything, but I'm glad that I was able to. Alright, so for works in progress this week, I actually only have one thing to show you. I'm kind of working on a bunch of things behind the scenes and a lot of planning, but I'm not quite ready to show you everything yet. So I'm going to show you this one project, and yeah, that'll be it for whips. But that project is actually another baby blanket. So I am kind of in the process of organizing and going through all my yarn. I'm going to do a little bit of a destash. I've decided. I'm not really sure how. If you are interested in me hosting a destash, please leave it in the comments below. I'm thinking I would post about it on Instagram maybe. It's not going to be much, and it's going to be very cheap because I would like to have it go to a good home, but I also need it to. I'm not really looking to make a huge profit off of it. It was yarn that I got on clearance, and I've used some of it. It's just I'm not going to use all of it. It's just not. I'm in the process of making my business a little more streamlined. I am looking into purchasing yarns that I am doing designs with, like specific designs. But anyway, with that being said, I am making a baby blanket out of this mandala yarn. This is the color Pixie. And here's the blanket. So far, I'm not very far into it at all. Oh, the yarn just fell. But anyway, here is the blanket so far. This is the Ripple Star blanket, I believe it's called. It's a pattern by Jada and Stitches. She has a channel here on YouTube. You can also find this pattern in her Etsy shop. I will link it below for you. So I'm making this. I'm going to be donating it, but I think I am at least. There's somebody of mine that I might go to, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be donating it. And I am simply making it to kind of use as an example. So I have quite a few skeins of this yarn that I'm going to be destashing. And I wanted to have an item so that y'all could see what it looked like when it was finished, when the yarn was into a project. So, again, be on the lookout for that destash announcement. Let me know in the comments if you are open to that idea. But yeah, here is this blanket. I really like how it's going so far. It's a really simple pattern, pretty quick to make, and I really like this yarn. It's very drapey and lightweight when the project is finished. So yeah, there's that, my one and only whip. This will probably be the only podcast ever where I only have one work in progress. moving right along into design talk, I have two things that I'm going to show you today that are pretty similar. So I am making some sunglass cozies. So I'm really excited about this pattern. I worked a lot on it yesterday. I'm making a crochet version and a knit version. Let me show you the crochet version first. So the crochet one kind of took more time. I really could not decide on a stitch pattern. I had an idea, and then that idea didn't work out, and then I had another pattern, another stitch pattern that I really loved, but I wasn't sure how I was going to write it into a pattern. I'm still working on that. However, I then remembered my simple lines, or summer lines, cane cozy, and I decided to make a sunglass cozy to kind of go along with that same theme. So here it is so far. It's super tiny, I know. I still have a good bit to go, but I was just so excited that I finally figured out the pattern last night, and it was late, and I just decided to go to bed and I would finish it and write up the pattern in the morning. But my thought is I'm going to make this big tube, and then it's going to have a drawstring, and your sunglasses will just be able to fit in it, just like that. So they're going to go nice and neat down there, and again, it'll be a drawstring up at the top. And I'm really excited. I have a couple sunglass cozy ideas in my head now, but I'm really happy that this one is working out. So like I said, I'm also working on a knit version. Let me show you it real quick. So here it is. This is super simple and basic. It is using only the knit stitch. I have a fun idea that I think I'm going to try to do at the top for the drawstring. I'm really excited to see if it's going to work out. But for now, it's just plain stockinette stitch. So here it is. I also really love this yarn, and it matches my purse, which is exciting. But yeah, super basic. I used Judy's Magic Cast On, so it's invisible. You can't see it, which makes me happy. I will show you this one as well with the sunglasses in it. It has some more some more done, so you can actually see it better. But look at that! It fits perfectly. I'm so happy with this. You can see my whole room in my sunglass reflection, in the reflection of my sunglasses. But anyway, I really love this pattern, and I hope y'all do too. It'll be released very soon, and I'm just so happy I finally figured it out. It was pretty ridiculous how much time I spent on it yesterday, trying all these different stitch patterns, and then that one basic single crochet through the back loop came in mind. But anyway, this one was a little bit more straightforward. I kind of knew exactly what I wanted, but yeah, I'm really excited about this pattern, and I hope you guys are too. So for this week's devotion, I wanted to talk a little bit about something that I have been thinking about a lot lately, and that I've talked to my best friend about this past week, and that I've continued to read about as the week has gone on. And that is the fact that we do not have to continue to live in the Old Testament. So what I mean by that, it's kind of a really big topic, but I just kind of want to really simplify it in a sense and bring it all to one conclusion to use as encouragement for you guys. So there are two portions in the Bible. We know that, the Old Testament and the New Testament. The difference between those two is astronomical, but every single word in the Bible is true, is good, and is useful in building our relationship with the Lord. So what I mean by we don't have to continue to live in the Old Testament is simply this. In the Old Testament, in order to have a personal relationship with the Father, humans had to perform sacrifices, do these rituals. The only person that could have a real face-to-face conversation with God was the highest priest once a year in the tabernacle, and he had to bring a sacrifice and make that offering to the Lord. And it's not that that was wrong. That was so good in that time. But that was before Jesus came. When Jesus came in the Old Testament, when God sent his only son, he came and shed his blood, his innocent, perfect, flawless blood, on the cross so that he could be that ultimate sacrifice. So that now we can have a true, honest, face-to-face relationship with our Father anytime we want. I can talk to God when I am driving in the car on the way to Walmart. Or I can talk to God when I'm in my bed thanking him for the great things that day brought and praying for the next day ahead. Or I can talk to God when I'm in my deepest pit of trouble and fear of the unknown of what's going to happen next. My encouragement for you is to read the Old Testament, to learn about each and every person that build their relationship with God and how they can help us, such as Moses and Job and Abraham, but not get stuck there. To move on and continue to learn and to read the New Testament and all of the promises and hope and restoration that Jesus brings. So with that, thank you so very much for watching. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe, and press the little notification bell so that you get notified each and every time I upload a video. And also, I would love it if you left me a comment. Tell me what you're working on, if you'd be interested in a destash later, and what videos you'd like to see on my channel in the future. I have so many ideas, but I wanted to get your guys' input and really bring what you want to see as my audience. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye.